Hello everybody, this is Math with Josh. This video is on the associative property. We'll see if I can pronounce it right through the whole video. So an operation is associative if, when there are multiple instances of the operation between three or more numbers, the order we perform the operations in does not change the result. And if the order we do the operations in that context does matter, then it's not associative. So the simplest example is with addition. So if we have 3 plus 4 plus 5, it doesn't matter if we do the 3 plus 4 first or the 4 plus 5 first. We'll get a different intermediate step if we choose to write it down, but we'll get the same answer. That's an example. And in general, you can remember that a plus b in parentheses plus c equals the same number as a plus in parentheses b plus c. And so that's what an associative operation looks like. Now for addition, I think again this is very straightforward. You know, if we have some people in different rooms and we're trying to count them all up, you know, it doesn't matter if we move some of the people all into the auditorium first to count, then bring the third room of people in, or if we have, you know, a different two rooms come in first, count them, then have a third room come in. It's just how many objects are there, you can count them off in any order. For multiplication, I'm going to leave that as an interesting homework idea if you want to work on it. That is that this also works with multiplication, that 2 times 3 times 4, which equals 24. It also works the other way, in that 2 times 3 times 4 also equals 24. You can go through the steps, but if you try to figure out the why, I think this is an interesting puzzle. A hint to look at the previous video on the commutative property and think about whether it works for a similar reason involving rotating the multiplication problem. And finally, you know, as an important example, there are many operations that are not associative. Most simply, subtraction is not. So let's say we had a 5 minus 1 minus 2. That would equal going left to right. I'm sorry, let me put my parentheses in here. So 5 minus 1, in parentheses, minus 2 is going to equal 4 minus 2, which will equal 2. But if we move the parentheses, we get 5 minus, in parentheses, 1 minus 2, which will equal 5 minus negative 1. I perhaps should have picked different numbers. 5 minus negative 1 is the same as 5 plus 1, which equals 6. And of course, since 6 does not equal 2, this is an example, and in this case proof, that subtraction is not an associative property. So again, if you want to try and figure out why multiplication is associative, it's a good homework problem. I guess I wouldn't call it a puzzle, but it's interesting to think about. Once again, this is Math with Josh. Please share if you enjoy the content, and have a nice day.